Hi, well, I hope you can see me over this huge lectern. I'm going to talk about the case study that I've been putting into position over the last few years, which is transforming an existing traditional module on passive design to try and take it through to experiential learning. My teaching opportunity in this is 5 sessions of approximately 4 hours, and it's how I fill that time. Obviously, the most important factor in this is the students. I've got quite a wide range of students. I've got locals and distance students, full-times and part-times. They have different study time availability and quality. Module runs over different semesters for different groups, lots of different cultures, lots of different backgrounds, academic backgrounds. But one strong relationship is an affinity for visual materials. I also have some English language issues amongst my students. So my aim is to get deep student learning. I did a review of lots and lots of different advocated types of learning and teaching methods, highlighted all the ones that I thought I could actually implement in the time that I had, and I focused in experiential learning. I liked the cycle that it was representing, and I thought it could allow me to bring in lots of those other teaching methods as well. The first part of the cycle in experiential learning is concrete experience. So I developed new hands-on activities that represented each of the themes that I was teaching, and here we have some images of the students taking part in those activities. Found it was really good for me to develop these as well. The next stage was the reflective observation, and that's not something that everybody can take to naturally. To try and help the students with that, I included questions in their activity brief, and I also developed quizzes for each of the themes in the module and got the students to work with me on the quizzes. This third section is abstract conceptualization. So for each of the activities that the students have been doing in groups, I got those same groups to present what they had found from their activity, an element of peer teaching in there as well, as they worked in groups. And also in the summative assessment, there were ideas there for them to develop in the abstract conceptualizing how they could actually apply it. The final element of this, the active experimentation, actually took place in a partner project module, which is based on problem-based learning, where the students had the situation of occupants in a building, had to go through the concept of what of the passive design strategies they should implement, how they could integrate those into a building, hopefully resulting in happy occupants. When I look back over the module, what the students are doing, they're conceiving, they're analysing, they're evaluating, they're applying, all indicators of deep student learning from Bloom's taxonomy by going through those 4 aspects of the cycle in experiential learning. Of course, this is all very practical and hands-on. What do I do about the 20 hours of lectures that I already had? And some of that still has to be communicated to allow the students to fully participate in the hands-on activities. So I reached out to technology for some solutions. I basically pre-recorded my presentations, but I didn't just take my old 20 hours of lectures. I looked at ways of breaking down the information, making some really concise presentations, doing as nice a job as I could on the visuals because I know it really influences the students. And I actually found out that when I looked for what was really key information to transmit, it was around about 4 hours and 20 minutes. So it wasn't that I was trying to get the students to do 20 hours of lectures and then 20 hours of contact time and really eating into their time. It gave the students an opportunity in how and when they would prepare, because they could fit this into their own schedule. The choice of format, they didn't have to use the visual presentations, they could have written notes if they preferred. Because those presentations were really small, it fits in with natural concentration time and facilitates natural breaks. And it also allowed them to take any language issues offline. All they have to do is hit pause. They can go and look up a dictionary. They don't have a presentation where I keep going. The next stage in this is obviously feedback. You need to show, well, I need to find out how the students are doing. And as you're probably all aware, the response to any questions is a resounding silence. So again, look to technology for a solution. Using the audience response system, I was using PolEV because we didn't have the Menti license in the last couple of years. But I did find that by bringing on this kind of response by device, rather than expecting students to talk or put their hands up in front of me and in front of other students, got a much better response. Students were participating who wouldn't otherwise. I'm probably going to move to Mentimeter now that we've got the license though. A lot of this is focused on the local students. Distance learners are very important to the course and to me. Couldn't take part in those group activities, so I developed briefs for them, especially so that they could take part without being part of the group. So at the end of it, proof is in the pudding. Go and talk to the students. What do they think? And of course, I used the audience response system, so it wasn't just the students who were willing to talk to me. Focusing on the time distribution, they were really happy with the time for quizzes, discussions, and guest lectures, but they wanted even more learning activities. That's going to be a bit of a brain scratcher, but I'll try. Reflection points from the students. The activities helped us understand the reason of the strategies. Class sessions, reading first, applying later, and the class was helpful and fun to learn. I'll take that as a compliment any day. Obviously, it's not just about the local students. I got responses back from the distance students as well. Loved how in-depth each of the short videos was. Liked the fact all the material was uploaded before the module even began. For distance learners, they're quite often waiting for materials to be uploaded. And for them, it's just a real relief to look into the module and it's all there. A lot of credit as well for the fact that the shorter presentations were easier to digest. For my own point, first delivery, I was absolutely terrified. This is so far away from my learning experiences. But walking into these sessions, seeing the students engaging with the activities, really gave me the confidence to keep going with it. And there was even a slight increase in the cohort mark. I didn't manipulate it, I promise. Second delivery, I was more confident, and again, good results from the students. So coming to a conclusion, I feel confident that I have managed to apply experiential learning to the passive design topic, and that the students going through these 4 aspects of the cycle, in turn, they're able to apply the passive design strategies into realistic scenarios.